Okay, I always forget to press record when I'm making something. So I'll just start making things and then think about it later. I should have recorded that. So I figured while I'm in the middle of doing this, let me see if I can get the lighting right. I would just record. Man, that's really bright though. Whatever, we'll try it. Hopefully it doesn't cast a glare. Could prop it maybe like that. Okay, whatever. So, I was trying to check on my dog. All right, cool. I'm going to leave it flat just because I think it'll be easier for most people to see. So this is the mixer face. Little portable, what do you want to call it? It can be an interface. It also can be a recorder to do like field recording if that's what you do. I just use it with the iPad every now and then. Most of the time you see me with the SP. I just didn't feel like turning on the SP right now. So I was working on, I got this plug-in, which is this one. Oops. So this is the noises that just came out. Some people may feel they don't need it because they could just build their own, and that's cool too. I think it's, for me, it's fun because I like to use texture in the back, and a lot of times I'm either just going to get like the river or the, birds or something, but this is kind of different, and you can bring your own samples into it. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just using what's in there. There's like pitching, and you can do some type of trippy stuff where you add fuzzy, like a fuzz to it. You got bit crusher stuff, and then the filter. So it's kind of nice that it's all here in one package. I'm not going to sit here and explain this because I don't know it that well. I'm just using a preset called Breathe in Space. And then I added in the Velvet machine to give it like a little more reverby sound. Then I'm using Continua from Audio Damage, which I like for like pads and things of that nature, into EOS. This is Audio Damage too. The EOS 2 with the ambience. So then I came up with some chords using Scalar. Used Xequence Keys to play that, which is 4 chords. Running it all through AUM, it is an AUM, but running it through Koala. So I created this. Hopefully you can hear it. Where's my monitor on this thing? Okay. Now, this thing is never going to stop if I don't turn it off, so I got to turn that off. So you can just hear it. But created a loop, which you can look at right here. And if you look at it, you can see where the 4 chords hit, where it peaks right there. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Loop that out. I always use a low, mid, high hat. And then I cut the tail end off that one and use an open. Right? And then that's a simple kick snare. And I like my kick snares and hi-hats to sound more like a real drum machine. That's just for me. That's the way I work. But you can use whatever you want. All right, so then I created this pattern. Take the click off. It's really simple. So that's where I'm at right now. So let's do some. My dog's barking in the back. She's just going through a moment of barking, I guess. It is what it is. Let's see. So I fretless, but I tend to use my sounds an audio layer, which is basically a sample that I have from Trillion, which I have on the MacBook. Trillion. And I use the R&B bass. Sometimes I'll put, to make it cut through the mix, I'll use what is it called? The Clef Grand Finale, and I honestly only use this for this. I wouldn't say go buy this necessarily for this, because you could probably find something else to help you cut through. But I like their little bass cut through. It's kind of nice for just to get it to cut through the mix. In other words, let's see, we're gonna take that off scaler, and then I usually will just put sequence on there. Right, just to get that. And then if you're wondering what you played or what bass notes you need to play into, you can come back in here. Another way to do this is, because I want to know what chords I actually used, right? So I can look here, and it'll tell you what you're. So that's an F, because the F, when it's slash, that's a B flat minor slash F. So that means the F is the bass note. This is a slash a B flat, so it's B flat's the bass note. E flat, so it's gonna be F, B flat, E flat, and then F. F, B flat, E flat, F. All right, and then the other thing you can do if you want to is you can turn that off, and then you can see what notes are in the scale. I use that to learn my scales a lot of times. Most of the scales I know them, but I'll still look at it sometimes just to remind me, okay, these are the notes in the scale, and then I'll play what sounds good to me based on that. Okay, so if I want to add a simple bass line to it, I know it's going to be F. Let me go back. So I might use that F. And if I'm not mistaken here, velocity. Oops, I'm going to cancel that. Oops, no, I'm just pressing stuff. I don't know what it's doing. Not hear what I thought. Also, with this is cool. You can have mind you, I'm on the little iPad Mini, so it's a little bit tougher in my opinion when you have it this large. So I'm gonna shrink it down a little bit. All right, cool. All right, so let's just play it. So the option is I could do that. I could just play what I want to hear, or I could follow the bass notes. I'm going to do a little combination of both. So again, our notes were F, D, what was it, F? D, I have to go back and remind myself of what it is sometimes. Brain's having a moment. F, what was this one? B, how's that F? Oh, because I moved the thing. Yeah, B flat, B flat, E flat. So F, B flat, E flat. That's all I need. Oops. Go back this way. So it's 3 notes. Technically, it's F, B flat, and then E flat, right? And then back to F. So let's just see. Let's just play something. So I like to hit record over here. I'll go back to this and just hit record here. No. X out of that. You got to take it back and put it on record from input. Okay. And then just turn it on. And then just play it and start playing. I'll probably let it cycle through one time. When I use the click on here, sometimes it messes up, so. So I messed up there, so that's okay. It's okay to mess up. and it's not recording in for some reason. So I got to make sure that I know why it isn't, because I didn't put the mix bus to it. So anytime you add a new instrument, make sure you put the mix bus over there, or it's a waste of your time. Basically, you're not going to record in. And again, like I said, when I put the pre-roll on, it's going to skip anything that's not like a drum kick. For some reason, it does that. All right, I'll show you. See how it skips the first note? So that's a glitch somewhere. I don't know why it's like that, but it is what it is. So what I'm going to do is just leave it off, because there's no point at this, you know. I'm going to trigger one of those, and then I'm ready to go. And then I'll just press play and start. I know the first note's going to be F anyway. All right, now I'm going to start really playing. I just wanted to do that. Okay, there it is. That's what I want. Hit that. Go in. That first portion is not a part of it. I just was messing around. And I know this is the end of where I want, so that's fine. I should have played for 8 bars, which is what I think I did. I'm going to leave a little tail in, and I'm going to just crop that off. And then sometimes, like, you don't want it to hit right on the... Like, think about if you were in a linear DAW, you probably, and you're playing an instrument, you might play a little bit off. Now, I won't sit there and leave it that far off, but I'll leave just a little bit off. And then over here, I might cut a little bit, but I'm going to leave a little bit on the end there just in case. I can always adjust it if I need to. I'm not going to one-shot it. I want it to play as it goes. So then I'll come in. Oops. And I'll add it in here. This is kind of my way of recording in Koala. And I don't know why it only shows, looks like it's not even all there, but it's still there. It's just a glitch in Koala. See, and it'll stay on timing pretty good. So the start point is crucial in that, right? You got to make sure the start is where you want it to hit and it's fitting. The other method to it, which sometimes I do, but for right now, to keep down on how many pieces I got going on up in here, is I'll chop these up into the little segments that I want them to play in, and then just play them back. That works. I mean, it does, but... Or you can make like little, like per instruments, each one, you could have each bass note and then come back and use those to play it in. That works well. I'm just not in the mood to do that. So that's why I'm doing it this way, just to make a long sample. And then if I want to later on or something, I can always mix it up. So it's not a big deal. And the biggest thing of all things is save as. And this is going to be noise demo. I like to put my BPM. In this case, I use 120. I'm actually playing halftime, if to be honest, but since I played it at 120, is what it is. Okay. And then go to iPad, find the song, Koala, just to make sure it goes in the songs, and hit move. And now it'll be there. And then if you want to save your session, I always say save in both locations. So noises, demo, 120. BPM. And a lot of times I like to put the key in there too, just because if you don't, you might forget what you played. But the good thing about Scalar is that for the most part, it will hold in what you leave in here. So I haven't found too many times that I lose anything with Scalar, which is kind of nice. So you see I'm using this basically as like a mixer. These are my instruments in the mixer. And then Koala is basically my sampler / because you can sequence stuff, it's my sequencer too. So there you have it. That's like a start of a song with the simple bass kind of chords that I built, and then some simple drums. For a simple mix purpose, you might turn your bass back a little bit. I'll turn it back like anywhere from 2 to 3 decimals back. So you see that could go right to the end. I'm just not gonna take a chance because I don't want to lose that extra. If you need to EQ the sample or whatever you got because you want it to sound a little bit different, then do your thing. You know how to do it. Okay, hit save again just to be sure. I don't know what that error keeps coming up for. I'm just gonna hit save. I think it's time for a new Koala update. Plus, this is annoying. This little start here, I don't know what it's for, but it's over the sample. So it's a bit annoying. I wish it was like, if it wants to be there, or if it's supposed to be there, I wish it would be up here and not right here on the sample. Sometimes it's in my way. I want to see. So let's see. I'm not even going to move that because I don't want to mess it up. But it's on every sample now. So I don't know if that's an error or if that's something that's supposed to be there. But I would love to see that fixed. Like, if we could just move that, put that somewhere else. I see what it's saying. It's saying, okay, here's your 0, here's your end. But probably stuff that I'll never, as an average consumer, will never look at and worry about. Maybe there's a reason. Somebody explain it to me. Anyway, all right, so that's it. Just wanted to show you the noise app, which is really cool. If you don't want this noise app, I understand. You could, in theory, make noise in other ways by using Drumbo or other features. For me, this is kind of cool. I like to be able to downsample it, use the crusher. It's kind of cool. I like the idea of bringing in my own samples. I haven't done it yet, but bringing in my own samples and then tweaking it a little bit, which you could do without this. Technically, you could make a loop here with just a sample in it and then just start putting effects on it. But in my opinion, I think it's nice to have a device that kind of has that stuff in there. And then I can save all these settings in this one device versus having all these different things going on. And I got to try to remember each one's settings if something gets changed or messed up. So that's just my opinion. It's not important, but you could go to Drumbo and save your little, save a instrument rack with it all in there and do it if that's your cup of tea. I'm just not interested in doing all that right now. Not when I'm trying to make something quick and I just want to get going. All right, so that's the end of this video. I think I've shown you enough. There'll be more videos, especially when Logic gets on here. I'll be doing some videos to try to, when Logic Pro gets on here, I'll be doing some videos to try to see, to learn from that. And I'm sure other people will be too. Henny the Business. You got Brandon Rico. Check out his stuff. I'll be doing some stuff. I'm sure iPad Beat Making will be doing some stuff. And there'll be others that'll be putting cool videos out for you to check out. So definitely see their work. Oh, and don't forget Mobile Music Pro. I think he's talking about switching over to that once it comes out, which I know he's been a Cubasis advocate for God knows when. I don't remember. But I just know that he's always Cubasis has been his thing. So it's kind of cool that he's even talking about switching to the Logic Pro. Look forward to seeing what he does. And I think he does his stuff now on Sunday, which I'm never hardly ever able to be there. But if you are, check his stuff out too. He does some cool stuff. All right. I am out, and this is the end of my time. Got to get back to doing some other more important things, called life. And if you got any questions, thoughts, concerns, hit me up. All right, I'm out.